Hello everybody, this is the Anime Bro here, and welcome to another video. Today, I decided to make a complete Persona guide, basically a way to get you into the Persona series, both video game and anime. Now, recently I just did a collaboration with GoldenRoe, check on the right hand corner, basically talking to him about Persona, try to get him into the series. But I don't think I did Persona justice in that video, so I decided to redeem myself and basically do this guide. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Now before this video starts, I just want to say please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below a series that I should talk about next. Alright, so before this video starts, I just want to say I'll be leaving out 3 games. The 2 Persona 2 games and Persona 1. The reason why is because they are totally different compared to the modern day Persona, which is Persona 3, 4, and 5. And yeah, that's all I have to say, and let's get into this video. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the video games, because Persona is first a video game before any other medium. And I first want to start off with Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal. It doesn't matter which one, they're both really good. They are very easy for players to get into, so it's very beginner friendly. It doesn't ask too much of you, it really helps you get into the game. It's very easy to manage time in this, and it's just really enjoyable to play. Also, this series, it helps you understand the series and how it works as a gameplay aspect. Now, this is with every other series. Every other series has a tutorial and explains how everything begins. But I do agree that you should play Persona 5 or Royal, like I said, first, because it's very easy to understand, it's very easy to get into, and it doesn't take that much to actually play the game. And finally, it is also easy to fully complete. Out of all the Persona games, this one is by far the easiest to complete. I have only completed this many times. I've played other games, but I still haven't yet to complete them. This one's very easy. There's not much restrictions on what you can do or when you can do them, so it's really easy to complete. I would really recommend this as your first game. It is by far the easiest to get into, and yeah, just play this one first is my recommendation. Alright, so the second game that I think you should play is Persona 4 Golden. Not Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden, because this one is a little bit more beginner friendly. It's not as beginner friendly as Persona 5 or Royal, but it is really beginner friendly. So if this is your first game to play, then it wouldn't hurt, but I would still recommend playing this after playing Persona 5 so that you can have a ideal of what to expect. And yeah, so another thing about it is that it helps you understand the series. Like I said, this is basically every Persona, because they always begin with a tutorial and you basically learn in that tutorial what you do and stuff like that. So again, it helps you understand the series as a whole, and we'll just skip that one. And then finally, to its final point, it is difficult to complete. Now, Persona 4 Golden is a game that is really great, but also not really hard to complete, because it is very free when it comes to the dungeon aspect, but time management for your social links is very hard to do, especially with a concept called rain. Whenever it's rainy, it kind of limits what you can do. You can't do much of the social links, you can't do much of basically anything. So this is basically the main reason why I put this as second, is because it's not easy to complete. You would actually have to think about what you're about to do very, very carefully. And yeah, that's basically all I had to say about Persona 4 Gold. So the third game that I think you should then pick up after completing Persona 4 Golden is Persona 3 Portable. Now, I really wouldn't recommend this for beginners. This is actually probably one of the hardest Persona games. It's not the hardest, but it is pretty hard. You can be a beginner on this one and start it, but I really wouldn't recommend it. It is hard to understand, and also some of the things in its gameplay are not very easy to do and also manage. And yeah, and like always, it helps you understand the series. This is mostly because it's in the tutorial in the beginning of 3, and let's just skip this one. And finally, it is difficult to finish, not complete. So the difference between completing and finishing is basically completing, it means you've done everything 100%, that would just be mainly social links. And in Persona 3, not just in Portable, but all of the Persona games, it always has a limit on how long you can spend in the main dungeon, which is Tartarus. And because of that, you can't just mindlessly grind forever and ever to level up. You have to spend time outside. You have to also manage not only the time in your dungeons, but also your social links. So it really is very hard to level up in this, very difficult to finish. I haven't completed Persona 3 Portable or any of the Persona 3 games. I hope to one day, but sadly this cannot happen today. But yeah, that's the third game. Alright, so this is just my opinion, but the fourth and final game you should finally complete is Persona 3 FES. Now, the reason why I put Persona 3 FES here is because Persona 3 FES has a second part to its story where it basically concludes what happened after Persona 3, and yeah, that's basically the only reason why I put it at number 4. So I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Basically the same thing with Portable. It has the same issues, but this one actually has a bit of a difficult one. Unlike Persona 3 Portable or even any other games, you can't manually choose what your party members do. So normally in other RPGs, you usually are able to select what your characters are doing. But in Persona, you can select what they are able to do. So like say you can select that they can freely attack, but they will decide how they're going to attack using spells or using their own weapons. So it's very difficult for that aspect because sometimes if you don't get the one spell you need, then it could actually mean a game over. It's very RNG based because of the luck based it has to do with not only just your dungeon, but also if your party member actually does the right things you want it to do. And yeah, that was basically my whole guide to the video game section of Persona. Alright, so now let's get to the anime part of this guide. Now, obviously this is probably the one you are most likely waiting for because I am the anime bro after all. So, when it comes in terms of anime, the first one that you should always watch, and this is probably pretty obvious, is Persona 4. Now, Persona 4 is a great show overall. You don't need to be a fan of Persona to enjoy it. You can just watch it whenever and enjoy the show as it is. It's a really good show. I think everyone should get to watching this if you get into it through the anime. And yeah, another thing about it is it's a great adaptation to the original Persona 4, not Persona 4 Golden. There's a separate anime about that, but I really don't think you should watch that one. Just stick to Persona 4. It is way better. A great adaptation to the video game, and it's just really good. And another thing why I say this one is the first one you should watch is because it has both sub and dub. So if you're a person who really enjoys sub, then go ahead, watch it. But if you're a person that really can't watch sub yet, then give dub a shot. To be honest, when it comes to Persona 4, this is the first one where I watched. I played Persona 5, but then I watched Persona 4 before playing Persona 4. This is by far a really great adaptation, and if you aren't into 100-hour video games, then just watch Persona 4. It's a really good anime, and I think you should give it a shot. Alright, so after you're done watching Persona 4, the next you should actually watch the Persona 3 movies. These are by far great movies, but then again, I am a Persona fan, so of course I would like them themselves. This is by far, out of all of the Persona series, the best adaptation. It's not the best out of all of them, but it is the best adaptation when it comes to Persona 3. Now, the reason why I actually say this is the best adaptation is because, unlike the others, this one actually does a better job and actually makes me like the story of Persona 3. If you play the video game, it doesn't get that much into it. It's very bland when it comes to the other games. But when watching this movie, it's really enjoyable. It actually makes me very sad because of its themes, but it's really enjoyable to watch. Now, I put this as second to watch is because this one doesn't actually have a dub or an official dub. I've been looking around, there has been no official dub. It's only sub, so you should actually give this a shot if you want to watch a good movie. These are by far a really good movie. There are 4 in total, and they're about an hour and 20 minutes long. If you have nothing to do, go watch these movies, and yeah, that's what I have to say. Alright, so the third and final one that I have to say is Persona 5. Now, honestly, you could just skip this one because it's not a really good adaptation compared to the other two. I only put it on this list because it was the only one to be left out besides Persona 4 Golden, but I didn't want to count that because Persona 4 basically covered its story pretty well. But anyways, let's talk about Persona 5. So the Persona 5 adaptation, it has a great story, but that's only because it's copying from Persona 5. So yeah, that's all I had to say about it. It's just copying from Persona 5. It is an adaptation. It is not that good, with the CGI doing it very bad. I really couldn't believe they actually did this to Persona 5. I thought they would have done better or do something similar to Persona 4. It wasn't a really great adaptation at all. Still kept the same story, but still CGI really messed it up. And this also has a sub and dub if you're trying to wonder about it. It has sub and dubbed for the episodes. I am not sure about the movies. I would have to go and check, but yeah, they're both sub and dub. So with Persona 5, like I said, it was a terrible adaptation, but also they actually have, I think, 24 episodes and 2 different movies. How they split this up was terrible. They really should have done better with Persona 5. They really didn't do it well. Out of all the adaptations of the Persona series, this is by far the worst. Even me, a fan of Persona, didn't even like this at all. I really critiqued this hard, and I'm a person who actually enjoys all of Persona, even some of the bad stuff, but by far this is not really good. But yeah. So final bit, I actually did mention that there was a Persona 4 Golden, but I just got a few words to say about it. So Persona 4 Golden is actually something similar to Slime Diaries, so it's just basically just the slice and life parts of Persona 4, and it's okay, but I didn't want to leave this in because it still followed the story of Persona 4, and Persona 4 did it pretty well, so you don't have to watch this one, just watch Persona 4, it's way better. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Persona 4 Golden. Alright, and that is the end of this guide. I hope I was very helpful trying to get you into Persona. I don't know if I actually did it justice, but I just wanted to make sure that I actually did it better than I did in the collaboration. It's not Golden Row's fault, it was just mine. I wasn't really good at explaining everything, and yeah. So, if you really enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also comment down below all your hate, or maybe if you actually did love this video, all the love and support. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace!